gentlemen, welcome back to my recording studio. Today it is incredibly hot in England. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason the summer has just come around and everything is absolutely boiling, including my studio. With all of these computers and all of these electronics going on, it's got incredibly warm in here. But that's not going to be stopping us, because today we've got a Hermitcraft episode to make, and I'm actually going to be taking you guys along the process of creating the entire thing. I think it should be fairly interesting, so let's crack on. So, stage number one is arguably the most important, and that is planning. Without a good plan, the Hermitcraft episode is going to be absolutely terrible. I'm just going to be faffing about, not doing a whole lot. So, over there, as you can see, we've got ourselves YouTube book number 2. Now inside this thing are all of the plans for Hermitcraft Series 4 and around about half of the plans for Hermitcraft Series 3. So there's a whole lot of history in this thing, and let's get right in. Now, as you guys know, I feel that sound quality and audio quality is an incredibly important thing, and I try my hardest to do some soundproofing and basically make sure that these videos sound as good as they possibly can. Now, one of the most important things that I do for this, which I've been doing for the entire duration of my channel, is I get soundproofing pillows. Let me just demonstrate. This right here, it's a pillow, okay? It's a relatively cheap pillow that I picked up for the express purpose to soundproof. All I do is I chuck it down on my desk a bit like that, and that creates a reverb protection barrier which stops any echoes bouncing back into the microphone. It's pretty ghetto, but it seems to work. Professional soundproofing with Mumbo, yep, get that right on in there. Good! Now the setup is looking ugly, but functional. Also, a little blanket up there, that stops any of the echoes coming from that corner. Yeah, I've just got the most ghetto soundproof and recording setup. I mean, this right here, we've got proper acoustic tiles, but I'm having to use my tripod for my camera. Usually that sits right behind my microphone right there. It does a decent amount of work, but we don't really need it. So now my desk is looking very soft and squishy. We have got writing in my book, which means that everything is now planned out. We are fully prepared to start the work on the Hermitcraft episode, which I know seems like a fairly long-winded process to get started, but now it is time to actually hit the record button and begin. My first recording session has been completed, and as you can see right here, we've got ourselves 8 clips, including a time lapse right there, which is around about 2.5 hours. We've done 2.5 hours of work, and as you can see, we have got about 7 minutes worth of footage, which is pretty good going for me. I mean, I would say that's good going. There is the Hermitcraft server right there, and I'm currently looking at my real-time view analytics as well on this screen as well. So we're doing all sorts across my various screens, but now it is time to basically grab myself some lunch, and then I'm going to pop back onto the Hermitcraft server for a second recording session, the second one of today. So what do you see in the fridge then? We've got some Pepsi Max right there. We've got, is that pork? That looks pretty good. Or we've got 2 sets of chicken. Pork or chicken, or salad, or onions. I mean, you know, I think I'm going to be avoiding those two. They do look pretty good. Now, I say the word lunch very loosely because it's around about 5 PM right now. I only got to start recording this Hermitcraft episode at around about 1:30, 2 PM, and that's simply because I had a bunch of Redstone bits to do in the morning. I also had some emails to reply to, and some merchandise bits as well, which is all very exciting, but of course that stopped me from starting my Hermitcraft episode bright and early, which means that I've started it a little bit later, which means that I'm probably going to be recording into the small hours of the morning, which I don't mind. I actually quite like doing. It's nice and peaceful, and it's just nice to get away from the heat of the office, I guess, because things cool down late at night. But anyway, I'm going to hop back onto the Hermitcraft server now. We have got some serious recording to do. My lunch has been eaten, so let's crack on. Bad news, and I don't really know what to do. Of course this would happen whilst making a making of a Hermitcraft episode, but my computer, it's really dead. It won't boot past BIOS. I booted up, and then it sits on the splash screen for ages and then just turns off. Now, I am really bad with computers. I have no idea what the issue is there. This could be bad. We could not be making a Hermitcraft episode at all. I don't know what to say. So I'm going to keep fiddling around with it and hope that I can come up with something that works. We have it! The computer's coming back on! We've got starting... Yes! Oh, this is good. Half an hour later, we're in! This has literally been half an hour's worth of waiting. Things are booting up. We have got Windows opening. Skype appearing. I don't believe it. Let's see, let's make sure that all of my hard drives are there. Recording hard drive is there. Good. Files aren't corrupted. Oh. Oh. I was so scared. Oh. Excellent. Let's get back into the Hermitcraft episode. That was very unorthodox. Recording session number 2 is now all done. Now that one did not go as smoothly as recording session number 1. We had all of the computer problems and I've been having a strange problem with my mouth. It just doesn't seem to be connected with my brain particularly well, but it is done. We have managed to make pretty decent progress. We've got about 17 video clips, so we're a good way into the episode now. I'm very happy with how the episode is coming together. I feel like we're doing some good work, so hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this one. But now I guess it's time to crack on with the third recording session of today. Now I wouldn't normally do this, but recording is incredibly fun today and I'm really in the mood, and finally it is cooling down in the studio, which means that I should be able to just get back down to business and start work on the episode. So let's hop back onto the Hermitcraft server and continue our little jobs. So guys, I have just logged off of the Hermitcraft server. The final recording session has been completed and I am feeling absolutely knackered. It's been a very long day of recording today, but it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed recording the episode, so the main bulk part has now been completed. The main bulk part of creating a Hermitcraft episode has now been done. The recording, all of the clips are together. I've got everything I need to make the episode. So now it is time to edit and upload it, but I'm not going to be doing that today. So I'm going to pop back into the studio tomorrow morning and I will meet you back there. And here we are back again inside the studio. It is currently around about 9 in the morning. So let's switch everything on. Wow, that looks bright on my camera right here. Yes, I've had to leave my computer on because, as you saw yesterday, now it takes about half an hour to start up, which is less than ideal. But anyway, yeah, that and this one. Oh, I'm knocking everything over. Cool, okay, so that's all switched on. Let's get you back on the tripod so that we can continue this video. So, as you guys know, I've recorded the entire Hermitcraft episode from start through to finish. I believe we've got around about 33 clips in total, which is pretty good going. And now what I've got to do is I've got to watch through all of those clips. I've got to check out the ones that are boring, I've got to check out the ones that aren't meant to be there, throw those into the recycling bin, then take all of the good clips, throw them into After Effects, do all of my chopping and changing things, and turn this into one long coherent video that you guys recognise as a Hermitcraft episode. Is now rendering. It is well on its way, and a fun fact about After Effects is if you hit caps lock, it will actually stop the preview on the screen, which decreases your rendering time. Which is nice, because rendering times in After Effects are ridiculously long. So after a ton of ton of planning, a ton of recording, a ton of computer problems, a ton of editing, rendering, and uploading, we finally have a Hermitcraft episode out on the internet. I know it seems like quite a long-winded process, and of course there is one more stage to the process, and that is the actual release of the video and me checking out all of your comments and reading through all of your replies and checking out the likes and everything like that. Basically seeing the positive feedback that comes with releasing a Hermitcraft episode, which really is the fruits of all of this labour. But I'm not going to be showing you that in today's episode because that is the full creation of a Hermitcraft episode all done and dusted. That is the making of, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. I've had a ton of fun recording this one, so let me know down in the comment section if you want me to make more of these, but I'll catch you in the next one.